spectators, it's me, Ebony, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about crochet faux locs with the individual ones. So if you're wondering why you messed up on your individual crochet faux locs, I want to tell you why, because it's clearly not explained in these other videos and they make it look easy. And you try it and it's like, because I actually tried this a few times and I failed because the crochet lock will get stuck in the middle of the individual lock and it will mess up the whole lock. And then when I finally get it through, my braid is showing or it'll come out and I could never figure out why. So I'm going to explain that to you. And I'm not the type that's going to wait until the end of the video and talk about what I posted in my thumbnail. Like, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to do a braid and do one faux loc just to see if I'm right. Okay, so this is what the lock looks like. It's pretty long. Here's the hook. Let me see if I can remember how to do this now. Okay, so that pretty much just proved my point. The reason why you were probably messing up on your crochet faux locs is because you had a big hook. Now, when I went to the hair store, a little bit of story time. Years ago when I went to the hair store to get a crochet and try this method, it didn't work out because when I asked for one, she gave me one that was purple. It was purple and it had a green tip. I still have it, I just don't know where it is. But anyway, if you see one of those, chances are it's the bigger one. This time when I went to the hair store and I asked for another one because I was like, maybe the other one's messed up, she was like, did you want a big one or a small one? And I'm like, what? And I was like, okay, I'll take the small one. And she handed me this one. When I tell you, it's so much easier when you use a smaller one. So when you go through your individual crochet locs, get the small crochet hook. Do not get the big one because that's what was messing me up. And that's why the hook was getting stuck in the middle of the lock when I was trying to pull the braid through. It's because it was too big. And then by the time I do all that, get the crochet hook out, the lock was messed up and my braid, it was a high chance my braid was coming out and it was looking a hot mess. So yeah, just when you go to the hair store, get a small crochet hook. Ask for the small one because the first time when I went, I didn't know there were different sizes. So just be aware, just go over there and ask for a small crochet hook. It will make your life so much easier. And for the record, so far I have 3 packs. The reason why I got 3 packs is because my head is already small, so I don't expect too much hair, but I at least expect 2 packs. But if I use all 3, then I'll go to the hair store, get another one. That way I'm not wasting money. Always get your hair little by little because I would hate for you to go buy a bunch of packs of hair just because somebody else bought it, that many, and next thing you know, you don't need that many packs. So I got 3 so far, so we're gonna see how that works. I'm just checking out my curls. I don't know if you can see them, but they're definitely there and I'm feeling it. I just can't wait till it gets so long. I know that sounds crazy because a lot of girls with long hair is like, don't rush it, but like, because it's hard work, but I don't care. Like, I want that long hair, okay? Y'all remember when I cut my hair, right? Look how long it's grown. It has grown so long. Like, I had just cut it, y'all. Like, I had just cut it. Like, the day that did my little skincare routine, I think I cut it like the day before that day. Because I had cut off all my dyed hair and it was really short, but it has grown. And all of that came from me leaving my hair alone. It's probably going to be even longer after I take out these crochet locks. I probably just wind up keeping them in, and then like every month, once a month, I'll take them out, wash my hair and all that stuff, and then I'll redo them and keep the same hair, you know what I mean? So, okay, so let me tell y'all a quick story time. So today I went to get my license renewed, right? First of all, in the middle of my braiding, I went to check my appointment time. I thought it was 11:30, but it was 11:15. So I had to rush to try to go downtown to get my license renewed. And this part of my head was not braided. It was like straight hair, and I went over there with a cap on like it was nothing. So I do all of that, and the guy's like, all right, time to take a picture, you gotta take your cap off. I was like, you serious? He's like, yes, you have to take a picture. I was like, oh my god. Okay, so what I had to wind up doing was braiding my braids, and even though this part wasn't braiding yet, I added it with the rest of my braids and braided it back, and then the other side, and this thing is sticking out. And dun, da, da, da. Can you see that? Whatever. Okay, so I finished the back. And while I was doing it, I also came up with 2 more mistakes that you could be making as to why you're failing at your individual crochet faux locks. So the first one I obviously said was you were using the wrong crochet needle. You're probably most likely using the big crochet needle, and you're supposed to use a small one. If it's purple and green, it is the big one. Make sure you get the small crochet needle. Okay, so the second common mistake I see that I was making was that when you stick the crochet needle in to the faux lock, make sure it is open. Not like, stick it in like this, not like this. Like, this is a no-no, because this is how it gets caught up. Make sure you stick it in like this and push it through as far as you can, and then pull. See, I'll show you in a second. Get up real close. Then I pull one from back. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna close this. Stick it through like that. That's the only time I stick it through closed. It's through the base of my plait. So then I'm gonna hook the faux lock. Can you guys see? Pull it through. I'm gonna take this part, this loop, grab the end of the faux lock and my plait, pull it through, and tighten it. Now this is what I was trying to explain. So you have it open. Where's my mirror? Because I clearly need to see. Okay. So you stick it in the faux lock while it's open. Do not stick it in there closed, because that's how it gets caught up and things like that, and you don't want that. So stick it in there open. And this is where I'm going to get to the third common mistake. So when you pull it through, so you hook it, you close it, right? And when you're pulling, pull the faux lock up as you're pulling your plait down. That's a really easy way to get it to flow through without too much of a hassle, and it's a high chance you're gonna unhook it. So take it again, put it in there as much as you can until you get where the plait is. Take it, hook it up, close it, pull, and pull the faux lock up as you're pulling your braid down. Oops. I hate when I do this, guys. You have to really be careful. And you pull. Okay, spectators, so I have finished my hair. I had already finished it earlier, but I had a lot more errands to run. I had to get clothes for a wedding, and I went grocery shopping because I told myself that I wasn't gonna go eat out as much because that's literally where every single check goes. But before I say anything, let's just look at my hair. Like, this is the first time I was ever successful at that. I just never really understood as to why my individual crochet faux locs, excuse me, was not coming out right. And it was just because my crochet, okay, so so for one, it was because my crochet hook was too big. Secondly, of course, you know, I wasn't really doing it right. Like, when I was inserting it in there, I inserted in there closed. It was supposed to be open. The latch hook's supposed to be off. So that's another thing that I did wrong. And pulling it helps too, but like I said, I did it totally wrong. And I explained the common mistakes in the beginning. So number one was the fact that your crochet hook is probably too big. You need the small one. That's probably the main one. And then secondly, you stick your latch hook in there open, not closed. And then thirdly, when you pull your faux lock up, and as you're pulling your braid down in there. So I have not had any issues, guys, with my braid falling out or anything. Like, it has not fell out like all day long. I've been walking around, I've been moving around, like nothing. Like, I haven't seen not one braid stick out, and I'm so proud of myself because now I can do this a little bit more often. And this is like an easy protective style. It's lightweight, because the thing about crochet with the scalp braids, you would need a lot more hair to cover it all, and I just don't like that. I like the individual because you can style it how you want to. It's very lightweight. Like, you don't have to worry about it being so heavy, because I did it the other way, like the individual way, but you know, the braiding and the plaiting, it's more money to spend. So, and on my head I used 4.1 because I used all 3, and then I had to get another pack for 3 more locks, so that was a bit much. But yeah, so like, as far as my day and how it went pretty well. I got my license renewed. I've been making big moves, big changes for myself at least. And then I started setting money aside so I can get a new phone, because I got the 6 and I've had it for way too long and it's about to like crash. So I decided I was gonna work hard, make my money, and get the XS with my money. So that's good. And then I went grocery shopping and I got a meal for, I wouldn't say tonight because I made a big pot, but I went grocery shopping, got $34 worth of groceries, and I went and got my dinner for the night, and I got breakfast for like the week. And I went and made my own chicken Alfredo, and it's from scratch. I did not go get pasta and get a little name brand Alfredo sauce. No, I did all of this from scratch. And I took a YouTube recipe and I got extra with it, because you never want to follow a recipe as it says anyway. I have to be a little extra because then also talking about the flavor. But I should show you guys. I don't see right now. So like, this is the chicken Alfredo that I made from scratch. Honestly, I didn't think it was gonna come out that well. Like, I think that's why I don't cook too often, just because I doubt myself a lot. But I did a pretty good job, and it tasted pretty good. And I think when I first tried it, my thing was like, I guess because it was hot and the Alfredo sauce was not thick or nothing yet, it tasted weird. I guess because it was too hot. But once it thickened up, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a chance. And I let it thicken up or whatever before I put the pasta and the chicken and all that in there. And when I tasted it, I was like, wait, this actually bomb. Like, so if you decide to do it from scratch, just give it a chance and wait for it to cool down. Because if you try to eat it when it's hot, it's just like when you first finish the Alfredo sauce, it's really thin and you just kind of like. But no, it came out bomb, and I'm so proud of myself. And I feel like I need to cook more often. It will save me so much money, and that's one of the main things that I'm trying to do on my glow up journey is save money. So at $34 worth of food, it's not bad just for dinner tonight, because literally that dinner for a week would probably be like 3 days of fast food. So probably less, because I go twice a day probably. I think I went twice a day. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, spectators, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.